Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes, let's
love. Let's take the last chance for love, for romance. Your tongue, when you do that, kind of like gyrates in pain.
It hurts. I'm not going to lie, it hurts.
No, this is reality, guys. This is the single life.
The single life,
Are
everybody.
you turning me up or down?
I didn't touch you at all.
Fine.
Season 1, episode 15.
But
it's really episode whatever. But
because we don't cover pillow talk, even though we're great. If you want to watch it, great. It's very entertaining. We're not going to tell you. We're not going to watch 90-day cast members watching a show about them.
Tim and Veronica are hilarious.
They are.
They're great.
I'm sorry. It's not good to recap. That's what we're saying.
No. I feel like Tim and Veronica are an actual 80s sitcom come to life.
I think that this just tells you they've known each other for so long. Mm-hmm. They're actual friends. I think that's why Molly and Cynthia are good on Pillow Talk. They're actual friends, and so it feels more authentic sometimes than couples do.
Yeah,
because it always feels like sometimes people are on. Sometimes they have to be on. Even Lexi and Lauren feel on sometimes.
And normally Angela doesn't feel this way, but this season she kind of does.
On Pillow Talk?
Not on Pillow Talk, but on net regular 90 Day.
Oh, I was talking about Pillow Talk.
I know, but I'm just saying Angela's one of those people who normally feels she feels a little more genuine.
I
feel like she's like, I'm going to say the sayings this season.
In her confessionals, she's always put it on. She's always put on the charm.
Seems extra.
I don't want to talk about Angela. But can't we just talk about, wait, you know what? I'd rather talk about Angela than Big Ed now.
Too late. We're going to talk about Big Ed.
Boy, they just raw fuck us with Big Ed. He's always first.
You know what it is? You know how you always talk about the crew hates them or hates her or him? The crew. Why's my camera on? Were you taking dirty pictures on my phone? By the way, somebody named Who's Tracy followed me on Peloton today, and I died.
Oh, my God.
Who's Tracy?
Who's Tracy?
Which, by the way, before we jump in, we want to remind everybody, Kate Casey, we were on Kate Casey's podcast that aired today.
Talking pig royalty.
But, y'all, I haven't listened yet. I'm excited to, but Lindsay from Southern Summer House is on the show as well.
I need to...
Same episode.
Yeah.
And she emailed us or texted us and told us too that she loved her interview with the executive producer of Pig Royalty. That should be dropping soon. We're very excited.
I think Friday.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the crew loves Big Ed. I'm telling you.
Really?
Yeah. I guarantee you he is so nice to the crew. I bet he's so nice.
He's very polite to people.
And I actually bet he's wonderful to work with.
I'm sure he is. It doesn't change that he's a predator. And let me really clarify, because I had some pushback with someone that was saying, I think you need to draw the line because when I think of predators, I think of rapists and sexual assault. I'm talking about how Big Ed approaches women. And It's a predatory nature. It is like, I'm going to make you, or I'm going to push buttons, or I'm going to seduce you into me getting something. That's a predatory response.
I agree.
That's a predator's way of
Boy, we're just starting the show off soft.
no,
comedy show, everybody.
I'm digging in.
Wow.
Big Ed's a predator. He is.
I think maybe why some people make that distinction is he doesn't seem all of everything Big Ed does, and we're going to talk about this later because we really see it. Everything Big Ed does comes out of fear and anxiety.
So
that's the motivator of everything. No, let me finish.
Yeah.
I think for some people, and you can see that myself, but I kind of see the whole picture. That can garner empathy.
Yeah,
because people are sad for him that he's
I think
stuck.
I think it's his condition. If Big Ed did not have the condition he has, or did not look the way he did, he'd be universally reviled.
I think that.
Yeah, and here's why the situation twists the knife further for me. Is that everything he wears this sheep's clothing of, I just want this, I just want love, I just want someone to come home with. However, every time he gets something, it's all for him. It's never about building a relationship. It's things that he wants.
I wrote that down.
He's just this like vampire.
He is very me-centered.
Yeah.
Very me.
And that's why I'm saying it's a predatory response to women.
He's too scared to think about anybody but himself.
Right. I think that is giving him more awareness than he has.
No, I don't think he knows that, but I'm just saying that's how it is so wrapped in that.
I think of it as, you may see it as fear, and I think you're right. I see it as just this hunger and this need to consume, because there's something in him that is just, it is so empty, and he needs it, and he thinks he's always looking to be happy, and he's never, and he's looking for happiness in other people or in finding a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. He will never be happy because he hates himself.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's
he's unlovable.
He thinks he's unlovable.
And the more he can get from Liz, the more he can extract from her. First he wants a kiss, then he wants sex, then he wants this, then he wants that. And he's going to do it all in rapid fire succession, and it's going to make us disgusted.
Yeah, which it did.
Let me tell you, this was close to Extreme Sisters level of gross out for me. Let's get into the episode, but I wanted to clarify why I call him predatory.
Big Ed, come at us. I'm kidding. Don't.
No, I won't have him on. I absolutely will not.
No.
I think Big Ed is the same Andrew response. Big Ed and Andrew have similar tactics. Big Ed has a lot more wool on his sheep's clothing than a wolf.
I agree with you, and I do think the reason why I think Ed's is different because he's always reacting from pain. So, example, Andrew gets mad at Amira.
Yeah.
He lashes out with her and sends her these horrible texts calling her abusive language,
right?
Demeaning language.
Yeah.
Big Ed, when Rose stood up for herself and kind of lashed out at him, he completely folded and made himself the martyr of fear. So I think, but what I want to offer the distinction, I think why people think that they don't see. I agree with you about being predatory in nature and all that. I think people don't see that because they're when you think of the word predator, you think of someone like Andrew, who seems like there's more of the.
It's more insidious intent,
more insidious, and also more awareness. I disagree with you where where you were saying that Big Ed. I don't think Big Ed has an awareness that this is where he's coming from.
I did say that. I did not say that. I don't think he's aware.
Oh, okay.
I think he's so hungry for anything.
He's so desperate. He's just desperate. Yes.
I don't think he's aware that he's a predator.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He thinks of himself. This is the thing. Big Ed, of course, thinks of himself as the hero of his own story, you guys. And Big Ed thinks he's a good person. Big Ed thinks he's one of the greatest people.
But Andrew, I think, takes it a step further where he feels like he literally, I think, consciously thinks I need to control her.
Oh, yeah.
Big Ed doesn't.
Andrew is like like Nietzsche's Superman in his head.
Yes.
Yeah,
where
totally.
Big Ed, yes, is just this like black hole of desperation. Yeah. And just the gravity pulls you in.
But I'm saying the way he goes about it and his philosophy in the world is so male-centric and him-centric. There's never going to be room for anyone else who's not a possession of his.
Let's jump in.
So, I'm gonna every time I'm gonna say something makes me sick, y'all can drink or queasy, or I'll just go ding. Where's the bell? Perfect.
There
Every
you
time
go.
I'll point at you,
go.
so you can do that.
Oh wait,
That's too long.
that's too long. So he's packing to go on this trip with Liz, and he's saying like, I don't.
Weddings are romantic.
He doesn't feel like he's boyfriend material until he gets a kiss.
I gotta get the kiss because I have to get it from you. It's something I have to extract from you so I can have it.
And maybe this is producer driven,
I did bring a couple of condoms though.
but I don't think it is. And so he talks about he hired a car because he has car anxiety, and I went, that's poodle.
I do have car anxiety.
Would you? So if you had a 3-hour drive, would you drive the car yourself, or would you be
Drive the
anxious?
car myself without any question.
So you having a driver going up mountain roads would make it worse.
Worse. So much worse.
Okay.
So much worse. I actually get car sick, so I would need to be in the front seat at least.
Okay.
And then I'd be grabbing the driver's steering wheel. Yeah. So Liz, so we can just this is great. So we can just sit in the back and make out. I mean, I'm just kidding.
He says that a lot. He was like, I'll say something and I'm just kidding.
But he's not. That's the thing.
He's not kidding.
It's all like this weird game to make her okay with his inappropriate behavior.
It is.
I'm telling you, y'all, people like this are probably the people who I've been in contact with them several times, especially if you work in theater. There's always just kind of people who are just a little left of center, and people like this, people like him who are needy and desperate. They get on my very last nerve, and I can tolerate them less than almost any other person. It's so Brigitte's kind of a trigger for me, in that way. But yeah, fucking predator. So, then we keep going. He's just up against the door, staring at her, y'all.
Well,
the entire time.
So see, I didn't see it. It's interesting how you see him. And granted, he is a trigger. He's not a trigger for me, but I didn't see him staring at her. I saw him. This is where I saw. Oh, he's so. And because what I got, he's so anxious.
Yeah, the nervous.
And nervous and fearful of just driving and being with her. He literally can't sit still. Like he's just turned towards, he can't sit back and relax and just enjoy 5 minutes of silence in a car ride.
You saw that as a manifestation of his anxiety.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was just so.
To me, it was his obsession with her.
So but what causes his obsession?
I agree.
I think his anxiety is at the root of that.
That's
like
possible.
What you said, this fear of being unlovable, the fear of that is if we're looking at it like a CBT perspective, the thought is that I'm unlovable. So the behavior is the thought makes me anxious. So my behavior is to do anything to quell that anxiety.
However,
so look at her, obsessing on her.
That is mixed with this kind of, let's say, unfamiliarity with consent. of this idea is I got to get the kiss because this is all up to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm predatory.
Yes.
Because I'm the man, and it's kind of what I'm owed. That's what's in the background to me, and that's the most unhealthy thing about it. Mm-hmm. I can kind of get the anxiety. Mm-hmm. I get it, but
just if you look at his body language,
look at the size of that pumpkin.
I mean, it's just
look at smashed cars.
It is total anxiety the whole time.
Do you ever count the yellow lines on the road?
And so that's where I was like, "Oh, this is sad." Like,
if I was Liz, I would have done a full barrel roll out of the car.
Again, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. She's just as broken as he is in some way that we don't know.
I understand what you're saying. I don't know whether she is choosing to be with Ed because it's TV, or is she thinking, maybe this could be good for me to be with someone who adores me, or is it just like you said, is she so broken that she needs this kind of this relationship that makes her kind of feel bad all the time, so that she needs it?
I don't know.
Again, I don't understand this relationship, regardless of how he looks. So they do get there.
They finally get there.
Oh, and one more thing. He says, my hope is that when Liz is relaxed, she can let her guard down. What the fuck?
But that's what I'm saying. He's so wrapped in his own self. He doesn't have the empathy or the wherewithal. I said empathy. What did I say?
Empathy.
I said empathy. The empathy. He doesn't have the empathy or wherewithal to acknowledge her experience.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, this is Vanessa. Is this the episode? Sorry, we watched two. Did they go to the therapist session? They did, right?
Yeah, I think so. No, I think that's the next episode.
So this isn't giving anything away per se, but it's the therapist asked them to switch places and talk as the other person.
Yeah, reversal.
Ed could not do that.
Never. No.
He could not. He actually wouldn't know that because he's never really fought. And if he did, it would all be things about Ed.
Him, yeah.
It would be, if he pretended to be Liz, it would be things like, well, I don't really need Ed. Or
right.
Ed's not attractive. Ed's not this. It would be nothing about
how Liz feels.
I'm
yeah.
thinking da-da-da-da-da.
Anyway.
Anyway, y'all, they don't have two queen beds, so they only have one king bed in the hotel, so they're going to share a bed.
Okay. Did you smell the BS here?
Hi, this is Tammy, the producer. I mean, this is the hotel.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Come on.
I agree. That was
come on. So they don't have two queens. You know what you say? Can you bring in a cot? Can you bring in a rollaway?
That's what I thought. I literally thought.
Can you bring in a rollaway?
You get a rollaway bed. Every hotel has a rollaway bed.
Mostly, and just so she would not feel that she is having to sleep in the same bed with the man she's been out with.
Who smells like mayonnaise.
Exactly. Well, that's a given. But she's been out with him. This is their kind of like third or fourth time.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless you're me and you jump into bed the first date.
Poodle's already broken up with him at this point.
It's like are you kidding?
Signed an annulment.
and probably stolen 200s out of his wallet.
It is weird that she is talking so much about taking it slow. And I was like, I feel like this is fake. And as soon as she agreed to it, I went, she already knew about this.
She knew.
Yeah.
I think she wants to be on TV. But I'm telling you, she really wants to be on TV, y'all. Okay, quick question. Actually, let me ask this later.
Cool Ranch.
Ask this later in the show.
Those are my favorite Doritos. Is that what you were asking?
Oh, God. You'll never stop thinking about Doritos.
Never.
So, anyway, they are...
Who stops thinking about Doritos?
So I wrote down, my skin is crawling for Liz. And so they do get...
I'm not, though. I don't feel sorry for her anymore.
Oh, I don't feel sorry for her. But I'm saying...
But at this point in the game, they've had enough conversations. She knows exactly who he is.
I don't feel the need to get her away from him. I'm just saying. What is keeping her there?
Not that she deserves it. No. But yeah,
I'm saying
it is like what is keeping her there.
Yeah. So he's like, the last time I slept with someone in the same bed, it was Rose, and told her to shave her legs. And if Liz doesn't shave her legs, I guess I won't say anything. I'm like, well, you've learned something.
There you go. Even a
That's
blind
gross.
pig finds an acorn.
So he's got champagne and cheesecake, and it's our first glasses of champers together.
Champers.
And then we have everyone's favorite moment of, can I kiss you? Can I kiss you?
I'm glad he did that. I'm glad that he asked. With everything going on and what happened before, I'm glad
this was a setup, though. This was a setup.
Set up in how?
It was a setup in he guilted her into kissing him.
Yes. I mean, it felt very like he did all this nice stuff. Yes.
She basically made her. There was no free will.
It's not.
This is fake consent.
It's not really great to ask someone to kiss them when you know you're going to have to spend a room with them in a hotel room for the night.
This is fake consent.
It's not the guilt they have of I'm here.
You can praise him for that, but I'm not.
I praise any man who asks a woman for consent to kiss. That's great. But I agree with you. The setting that this is. If this would have been on a date that they were both on equal footing or even in her backyard.
No, that's very different.
That's very different.
Right.
But literally in the hotel room, you're about to go to bed.
It also said, I need to talk to you about something. Mm-hmm. So it was like that they're discussing like the parking situation at the board meeting.
It's true.
No, I felt so uncomfortable because I could feel her. She knew you could almost see it in her face. She knew she was going to have to do it. That's why it's like the slow. Again, I don't really feel.
She felt she had to do it.
Yeah, it's this slow her giving up of her own freedom for this. It makes me sick.
It's kind of like when I can't believe I'm going to say this because I'm scared of what will happen. But it's kind of like when Bilbo Baggins has to wear the ring, or Frodo has to wear the ring, and it over time just takes part of his soul.
Yeah,
that's exactly
what it is. I agree with you.
Yeah.
So
does someone say ring?
No,
ring.
No, get away.
Yes,
no,
yes, I love Big Bear. Yes, there's many hobbits in Big Bear.
No, you need to get away. You need to not come here. No one summoned you. Ugh. Go back to craft services.
I'll be right there, Mom. Anyway.
Jared! We are going to your aunt and uncle's house, and we're going to play foosball.
I've got to go.
You're exactly right that the crew and production are trying so hard to make him the Cinderella story. They even play soft music when he starts to go in for the kiss. And I wrote, I'm sick. This is gross. Everything in me feels like they are taking away this woman's ability to choose anything by putting her in this situation. Yes, she knew what she was signing up for, but it still feels gross to me. Ugh.
Yeah, well, I don't think. I think very few people sign up for reality TV know what they're signing up for. Totally, but
so then this is the interesting thing. Yes, the kiss happens, and he's like, "Now that's out of the way, we can relax." But we can't.
But that's literally him sitting in a car is a metaphor for is a visual of how he is all the time.
Exactly.
He can't relax.
He can't relax because as soon as they've kissed, it's on to the next thing. It's on to the next thing that he wants.
Yes.
That's all about him. And now it's going to be sex. And the next thing is going to be moving in. And the next thing is going to be like, when are we getting married?
And then when they get married, it's going to be... But as soon as it is something she wants that he doesn't want, for instance...
He's going to put a roadblock.
Kids, because isn't that what happened with Rose? Rose wanted children?
Yes.
he's going to be like, wait,
Exactly. 'Cause it's not about him.
But I don't want to do that.
Then in the night, they're kind of like sweet dreams, one more kiss, and then he's like, I love you. Y'all, it's never funny. It's not. That was it. That was when I threw my I actually threw my legal pad across the room where he said, just kidding, I love you. If you've ever been with a Big Ed, you need to run.
Yeah.
It's just awful.
It's awful.
I wrote clawing off my skin now.
You know who could handle Big Ed? Brittany.
You know what? In a
Brittany
way,
just shut it down.
In a way, she could, and in a way, his constant flattery might be what she wants. But you know what? No one could handle Big Ed.
No, and
No one.
So
Only Liz, who maybe is Liz in like witness protection.
I'm telling you, something happened on the way to heaven.
Does she have?
She hasn't talked about this second marriage she had.
Does she have unpaid gambling debts?
Something happened. Yeah.
What is there major trauma that we just? Anyway,
I don't know. I'm gonna have trauma the more we talk about Big Ed.
Let's talk about Brittany. We need to talk about Brittany.
We need to talk about Brittany.
Which I think our episode with Jen.
I can't find it.
I couldn't find it. So people have been saying it has been out.
I can't. Is it just on her Patreon?
Maybe. I don't think she has one. Jen
I can't
Zabrowski.
find the episode, but if you can find it, let us know. Send it to us. We're on.
we'll
We
say
need to talk
something to
about
Jen.
Brittany with Jen. Yeah.
So
we always want to promote.
right.
So Brittany, yes. So we just got done with the dinner with her horrible friends.
Oh, this where let me remind you of what happened, you guys. Because I need to set the scene for this because this was really, really strange. And I'm thinking maybe something happened off camera, or maybe it didn't. Maybe we just kind of got the switcheroo pulled on us. So what's been happening is Brittany and Justin were childhood friends.
They were.
Which is what we keep saying over and over again. However, they haven't really seen each other in a long time, but they connected. And it seems like, and maybe I got the wrong idea, it seems like a lot of this conversation might have been turned into sexy talk.
So she does say, so basically they end kind of, because
I'm saying this is all before they got there.
Yes.
This is all before meeting.
I was going to say, she says, though, later in this episode, she said, I feel like his tone, or I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said something like, I feel like his tone or something changed from our text conversations. She said that this episode.
Right.
I don't remember the exact wording, but it was basically saying, it was like, not that he's a completely different person, but it just changed. And I don't know. It's speculation. Was it sex? Was it sexy? Was it? I don't know what it was, but I'd be interested to know.
And
the
maybe it was
of what changed.
And I can't remember, but it seemed like she was so happy with him. He was taking care of her, and then the friends say. Her friend Prince is like, y'all had sex yet? Because I should have filmed it. And they're like, no, we haven't. So, and he's like, and then I think maybe her friend India, or maybe she said it. It's like, are you going to have sex? And he's like, yeah, I'd like to. And then someone asks, so you're saying you have to have sex?
Yeah,
or
India asked
and
that.
he kind of says, well, yeah, that would be.
And then Brittany
kind of what I want.
Brittany says that too. She's like, so you're saying that we have to spend the night together for you to know if you want to continue this? And Justin says, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a bridge too far for her.
That's a bridge too far for her.
And
the way Justin said it,
it did seem, the thing about it is, you guys, when you're cornered like this, you need to go, I said about a ha, you do a quick dance.
Maybe people will come at me for this, but I don't feel like Justin was a jerk.
Well,
I feel like he just said what he wanted.
with
and that's not what
the
Brittany
dialogue around consent, the way things are these days, that's just it's not going to fly.
wanted. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he was saying it like.
He wasn't. I'm just saying.
But should he have said, "I would like to have sex"? That's
Yes.
what he didn't say that. He was saying it like it's a yes or no for him.
But I think even they would have turned in. I would like to have sex into something that says I need to have sex or it's over.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think definitely Brittany is a sabotager.
Yeah.
As we've seen that. So this is what's interesting. This is post all that. Justin, she's in a confessional. She says Justin puts a lot of the focus on sex. It's almost like this has hit her, and she's not seen anything up to this before now.
Which that I'm a little confused. So I guess this is my question.
Yeah.
She says basically, if you break my trust, you make my wall go higher. He broke my trust.
Right.
Now my wall went higher. Now, maybe this is the dumb cis male perspective. So if it is, I fully will apologize, eat crow. But I literally don't understand what trust did he break?
Right.
No, I'm asking you. Like, do you know? Like,
I think
I was confused on that.
I think it was just that to me, it felt like because this is hard. I felt like he was trying to follow her set of rules that he thought needed to be said. And there was kind of a path forward that the friends were making to talk about subjects.
But here's what I got that just to help me trigger and
Yeah.
think. I think what I'm a little caught up on, unless there were we don't know about. We didn't know that the rules were that there were spoken rules. At least the way it seemed to me is Brittany,
They slept in the same bed when he came.
They were very affectionate.
Yes.
Very physical before
Right.
she had her injury. It seemed to me he like made out with her, took her to the bed. They went to bed. She was all about it.
Right.
I did not see or hear about a conversation of expectations. That never happened, and I feel like Justin was voicing his expectation, and Brittany wanted him to read her mind.
Ding, ding, ding.
And
And I think the friends made it worse.
they made it way worse. Now, if Brittany had said, look, I'm not ready to have sex. I want to take more time. I will let you know when I'm ready.
Right.
And then he still said that. Fuck him.
I'm going to actually put out a theory because this makes sense to me. I just realized it. I think that Brittany realized about halfway through, or right before that dinner, that she wasn't really into him.
I think that could be totally...
And that was precipitated because of the friends, and that was the way to kick him off.
That makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
Did not make sense. It didn't make sense.
Didn't make
to me.
sense.
But that makes sense to me.
That I just thought of it.
And if if Brittany actually liked him, Brittany, girl, and maybe you did and we just didn't see it, tell someone your expectations of them.
Right.
Put a boundary down. Don't expect someone to read your mind.
Right. And she let her friends set a boundary that...
Like when Poodle goes on a date.
no boundary.
They know they're sticking it in or they're getting out.
Yeah, I'm a sure thing, as I tell people.
Yeah. And
That's what they called me in college.
Literally, that's what's on his Grindr profile. Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing, Vax bottom.
Sure thing.
Vax peach emoji.
Sure. Shot emoji, peach.
Peach. Sadly, someone has that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So
now
that said, he seems a little surprised, but
I think she wasn't into him.
I don't think she was. But I do. That said, I do think they get home. She asks him to sleep on the couch. She wants some living.
He says yes.
After that, Brittany does a good job, I think, of like saying how she feels, where she's at. I mean, they both feel like it's awkward.
He kind of comes at her and says, I think you're still stuck in your previous relationship and trust. And she kind of, in her confessional, she says, I was 22 when I was married and it wasn't good. And He said, this is what took me out of everything. He's like, in his confessional, he's like, I'm disappointed, this really could have been a fairy tale story. And I thought, here's the thing. Yes, you would known each other before, but these are the pitfalls of long distance relationships where you don't meet in person.
This is why I told you before, and I know you kind of said, but this is why when I was online dating, I didn't want to online date people for a long time. Like I wanted to meet after talking, like maybe after a week, because I felt like so many people did this texting long, even if it's not long distance, even if you're still in the same town, but you don't know it's like people build up this fantasy.
Yeah.
Like of who you are. It's going to be so romantic.
For these people, it's been months, though.
And for them, it's even worse because they have this history of who he was as a kid.
Right.
And who she was as a kid. And it's high school romanticized.
Right. And it's like...
It happened to my Aunt Peggy, y'all. She married her high school sweetheart, and then they were divorced in a week.
Because they met at a reunion again?
He wanted her money.
Boy.
Don't come after that.
Yeah.
Aunt Piggy's got to buy new lips. Those aren't cheap when your dog eats them.
And your dog, that's when they're stuck on a peanut butter and honey sandwich.
It's true.
I wrote this was all based on magical thinking between her and him.
I will say, I was proud of Brittany when she said things like, she just basically said it was awkward for her. That's where Justin said the chemistry was there over text.
Yeah.
He said the chemistry was there over text and it wasn't in person. But Brittany does say, I made the decision that this is a friendship. I love that sentence.
I think that's great. What do you infer when you hear the sexual chemistry was great over text?
When someone says the sexual chemistry is great over text and then they're not the same in person, it's two things.
No, I'm just saying take that just separate from in person.
When you infer that if someone is sexually has sexual chemistry and we're sexting over text, I'm going to assume we're going to have sex.
Yeah.
So
or you think she's sending you even though it's text signals
or that they want. And again, I think it was just, y'all, you can flirt. You can totally flirt. But if you say, then say, you know what, I'm a big flirt. I like to sext a lot. I'll be honest though, in when I meet you in person, I need more time. That's just me.
And
let them know.
And this is an interesting topic to talk about, you guys, because yes, texting can get dirty talk.
It doesn't get talked a lot because this is still new. This is 10 years we've been doing this, if that. In the thousands of years of humans dating one another, it's a blip.
But it is interesting. If someone says something over text, or even let's say they were video chatting or on the phone, I guarantee you she could probably say it on video or phone, like kind of like she's done in her confessional. She's like, he wants this WAP.
Yeah, but
when it comes to real intimacy, when it comes to because then it gets vulnerable.
Whereas where I don't get, so he says, it was just everything Justin said. He said, I could feel the standoffishness when I got here. And I'm assuming that's from the past. He didn't know, but he could feel it. Whereas Brittany says, he presented himself to be someone he's not. And I wrote, did he?
Did he? I put a big X on that.
Because at least from the editing we have seen, I felt like he was very clear on who he was.
Right. Yeah. I still think she's got major vulnerability problems and of letting, she said, letting her walls down.
That's true.
But I think she desperately wants to do it, and and texting and sexting and video allows us to have that freedom.
It does.
But if you are not clear with someone who you're doing that with,
we talk about that with Molly.
Yeah.
Molly.
It's the same problem.
Very sexual, and then she gets around Kelly. Her voice goes up,
Yeah.
and she gets very little girl and shy and timid.
So, and I don't want to defend either of these men either. They just need to know about this kind of cyber consent, which is not real world consent.
And we're treading around because obviously consent, especially with women, is very, not even with consent on any relationship is very important to us. And we want to honor that and support those boundaries. So I think we feel we want to make sure Britney's protected and all those things, but there's just either Britney or the producers did not give us a good job of this whole, the whole full picture of this story.
I'm still really confused.
I feel like literally we saw 25% of this picture.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
And then there's a little bit of a preview for next time that she's going to go back to Terrence. And then she says in a confessional, I don't have to tell Terrence anything that's been going on. And I feel like for her, she has got a lot of ethics about what he told her.
She does not believe she needs to treat people the way she wants to be treated.
Right.
Britney does do that.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
She's like, dude, I'm dating somebody else, but he can't. Dude, I married someone else.
It's
God, that made me miss
I miss her so much.
Oh God.
Dude, that's my car.
Car. Y'all, I don't know why, but our single lives are just long shows. Sorry.
Well, I think
why do we talk so much about this show?
Let me tell you why.
It's Colt and fucking Big Ed.
No, let me tell you why. Because these are very, very complicated people. And dating brings out all the very gritty things about them.
It does. I guess we would have...
Should we take a break?
Should we?
Yeah.
Oh, we should.
Commercial.
Oh, I forgot. We need that.
I know. I'm glad I'm here.
You know what? I am too.
Let's talk about Colt.
Making some coffee. Making an
espresso.
I agree with him. There is something
in a sleeveless shirt.
I do my little pour over, and it kind of relaxes me. It sets me up for the morning.
You do a pour over.
Yeah.
Oh God, fucking bougie.
Well, no, I don't have any. I don't have a big kitchen. I don't have a room for a coffee maker.
How do
like
you?
A big Keurig.
What do you do?
And also, I prefer it. I just grind the beans, and I have the fresh ground beans, and I just put them in a little cup and just pour hot water over it. I don't have it.
No, that's a French press.
No, French press is where you pour it in the glass and then you let it sit for 3 or 4 minutes and then you press it down and
pour over. You're making your own pour overs.
It's not because it's fancy. It's easy. I used to have a French press and I kept breaking the glass when I would wash it. I went through like 4 of them
because the glass is very thin. Yeah,
and I was like, I've got to figure out a different way of doing this. So that's why I have a little plastic
Keurig.
I don't have the kitchen counter space. You see my kitchen; it's itty bitty.
Good thing I've got a bigger one now.
That's fine.
So
you can lay on your countertop, take your rolling pin, and fuck yourself with it. For all I care. Glad you have the room to do it.
How'd you know what my agenda was tonight?
Someone's baking bread.
Fun time in the kitchen. So
Vanessa's impressed that Colt apologized, y'all. Oh my God.
They so deserve each other.
They kind of do.
They so deserve each other.
Oh my God, y'all. Oh, a man apologized.
Yeah, right.
Just give him all the praise. Meanwhile,
the bar is so low.
Women across the world are having to apologize constantly for shit they didn't do.
I think what she is saying is it's very out of character for him. So that's how she's qualifying that.
Anyway, now Colt wants to be Vanessa. He's always said he wants.
And
Vanessa
then it's
to be
like,
his girlfriend.
and then it's like, would you be my girlfriend? Like, check yes or no. Would you want to meet me out by the bleachers?
And she's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Sure.
And she's like, and Colt says, well,
he was like, yes.
I get worried when you say that you really want to. And I'm like, Colt, look in the mirror at yourself, at your fucking scraggly beard. She just said yes. Go with it.
It's also self-sabotaging. Like it's trying to find anything And we're going to see that he's going to try to do that with every relationship he's in, you guys.
Yes.
These people who we are seeing on the single life need to be single.
They do.
They need
really.
to get right with themselves. They need to figure them fucking selves out.
So far, the only one I'm kind of proud of in all of this is Fernanda.
Yes, but she's using
We'll get
techniques from her therapist.
which that's next episode. But
yeah.
y'all, Vanessa still doesn't feel like she can 100% trust him. And what Jess said about he's a liar. He cheated on you.
Trash man.
Trash man. That got in her head. And she said, let's go to a therapist. Because
Or a counselor,
what makes me so special that you're not going to cheat on me, let's go to couples counseling.
Right.
Y'all, but before we
It
go.
is really early to go to couples counseling.
It is pretty early. I mean, it is, but it's early in their dating relationship. It's not early in their friendship relationship.
I get it. I just think it's so interesting that they're like, yeah, we should go to
I
counseling.
will say something. A lot of people think
we should normalize it, I guess.
Well, no, a lot of people think that kind of a misnomer of couples counseling.
You go when something's wrong.
No, you go when you're in a romantic relationship with something else. When actual couple counselors can be really fantastic for, not work employees because that's a whole HR thing, but can be great for siblings, can be great for business partners, like those. Though it's a relationship that involves one or more people and the relationship of the person,
Right.
person A,
No,
B.
I totally
but a lot
agree.
Of people don't think about that
Well,
for couples.
but it's 95% married couples.
No,
or
I agree.
People in
So I
relationships.
just want to tell that for people, though. If you're like, you and your friend are having a big problem in life and y'all can't work it out, go to a couples therapist. They'll be great. But what I was going to say is they're new in their dating relationship, but they do have several years of their kind of friendship.
They've known each other for like 2
on
years.
and off. So
yeah.
But I agree with you. It is like, hey, I'm your girlfriend. Let's go to counseling.
It did. But I
Might not be the best sign.
yeah, but I have several friends who they've started, either they've been to couples counseling before they start to get married, or and it's not, they go before something is wrong,
Which is great.
Yeah.
I highly recommend
yeah.
that.
I think we should normalize that.
Or sometimes people have gone to couples counseling before they move in with someone.
Yeah.
Or right when they move in.
Oh, that's fair.
Those are good. Whoever moves in with Poodle, y'all should get into counseling immediately.
They can go. I'm fine.
Wow. So, but before we go, y'all, we see Mother Debbie. I was just wondering where she is.
And they're
wondering.
breaking to Mother Debbie that they're a couple, and we had some good steak. Better than my steak. Better than my steak.
I love your steak, Mom.
Hey there, Pee Wee.
It's medium rare because it's bloody, like the people we're gonna kill.
Shh, Pee Wee, we're gonna go kill some truckers later.
Okay, Mommy, what's this?
I
girl
promise
doing
I can
here?
give you
I
some-
don't like her wingtip
Give us some
eyeliner.
blood later.
Okay, Mom. Okay, I'm getting bigger.
Yo, that's Pee Wee the Mole on the side of Debbie's head.
Yes.
Just to remind you. Mole.
They've actually murdered a lot of people together.
Wart, some type of bump.
I think it's some type of cyst that's become something.
Ooh, Dr. Pimple Popper could remove
no.
it. It's a crossover.
So they're looking to find someone for Debbie because she's on a dating app. And she's like, I like a man with a good sense of humor.
Good sense of humor.
It's humor.
Enjoys a good steak.
Like that, Pee Wee. What do you think?
If they don't put Debbie on season 2
Oh,
of The
they
Single
have
Life,
to.
I want to watch Debbie date.
I
I never thought I would say that.
This is a very interesting show. I wish the cast, with the exception of Fernanda, Molly, and even Danielle. I'm gonna say that Danielle is one of the brighter spots for me for this thing. I wish besides those three, I wish they had been better people personally, that I could root for them.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to root for Brittany. I'm not going to root for Big Ed. Who else is on here? I can't remember.
Can't remember.
I do root for Molly, but I think she's so fucked up.
I love Molly, and I want to go fix her.
I know. It'd be a lot
I
of
root
work.
for her as well, but yeah, it's...
Oh, and Colt. Colt's garbage. I don't. That's the thing. They've given us 3 people who are bad. They've just given us 3 bad people.
But I'm not going to lie. We just had a 35-minute conversation about Ed. So
I
it's
know.
interesting.
I know.
Makes you talk.
That's true. I just.
Let's give them something to talk about. Talk about it.
So we do go to therapist Brad.
We do.
Now, Brad looks like he's just finished riding his Harley.
He does. And
he
he's got all of
comes in.
his podcast equipment. And
You
I'm
noticed
gonna be
that, too.
honest, I thought this guy's going to be a hack.
Yeah, me too. This is the best. To me, this is some of the
turns
best
out
therapy we've seen.
It's very like, I loved it because it's very like narrative postmodern
Right.
therapy. This is what he did was fantastic.
It was much better than Beth Ann, Tim's
Beth-
therapist.
yes.
Can I just get a dog treat, please?
Tell me the gay people are bad, Tim.
They're terrible.
We can repair them.
In his name.
So
yes. So
I liked the artificial fireplace on the wall.
Yeah, there was an artificial fire. And so they basically and Debbie, by the way, Debbie's like, I think it's good Coach going to therapy because he doesn't like to confront people, and that's
Right.
why he lies to him. She calls like and so and then but she does says they're gonna have to work their own problems and I'll keep a mouth shut. And then we heard, are we Mom? Anyway, sorry, I just had to say that.
Yeah. So Vanessa basically
What kind of
says,
journey do you want to start from here, Poodle? That's what he said at the beginning. I enjoyed that.
Vanessa says, here's the problem is, I wanted to ask you this.
What?
What do you think of someone's therapist who's already kind of been seeing another person? Should they go to that therapist, or should they, for a neutral ground, go to another therapist completely?
This is a good question.
Because that's my first thing.
So ethically, the way we are trained is if you're an individual's therapist, they see a different couple.
Exactly.
So, that said, that doesn't always happen.
Yep.
And it also depends on kind of what they're going for. So often, I've done sessions where I brought in a partner because my client
that's different, though.
wanted to be. Well, I just want to make that
Right.
My client had something they either wanted to talk to them about, or they wanted their partner to
Right.
witness something they were experiencing.
But
in
you're still
person.
you're
But my
still
main-
accountable to your client
But
first.
my main focus is my client.
Yes.
It's not. It's an ethics thing, and the thing with ethics, they're not black and white. It's
Right.
what's going to work best for you and for your client.
Right.
So, with this, in this case, I mean, he did a great job, but I was he does have a history with her.
Right.
And so I kind of
And so for me, it's
thought it should have been a new therapist.
it
if
was
they're going to
less.
do-
I agree. It was less of a couples session than helping her to be okay with him. That I could. To me, it was just calling it a couples counselor.
But to me, it was if she said, look, I want us to go to a couples therapy, or I want you to come to my therapist.
Exactly. Very
because
different.
I want him to kind of talk me through this trust thing with you.
Exactly.
That's different. It's about
Totally
her
agree.
and that really. But this was, she said couples, and he talked to Colt alone about his own
Right.
stuff. So it felt like couples therapy.
I had a. It was a
Again,
little ethical
it's
thing for me.
ethics, It's
Yeah.
not black and white. So if you're going to see your couples therapist and it's your individual and it works for you, that's great.
Right.
The reason why we do that often is because
Because you have
not
an
all couples therapy goes well.
exactly.
A lot of people break up in couples therapy, and then what happens? So
You
let's
don't know
say
who
I have
your
a client.
ethical obligation is to.
Well, I have a client for 10 years that we developed this beautiful relationship. They bring in their partner. We have couples therapy for 6 months. They break up, and then often they felt like I was partly
Right.
cause of their breakup, and then they never come see me again.
It's also
And that's sad.
Who do you have an ethical obligation to?
Yes. So
And I think that's the trickiest thing. If like working with two people, it's they'll say, they can sometimes say, well, you sided with so and so. Then it becomes about that
When you're supposed to be my therapist.
Exactly.
So it's about anyway.
It's a slippery slope. We're
It's
saying
a slippery slope. That said, this is
it's some of the best session work we've done. We've seen the entire.
Mine didn't go as well because I don't know why. When I did couples, I had one couple I liked, and like the rest of them,
It's a nightmare.
just drove me crazy.
It's a nightmare.
But I've done this exact exercise of actually making
it's pretty
get
common.
up, switch seats, and what that does, it forces someone to think from another person's perspective. I was kind of breathless hearing Colt talk as Vanessa.
Me too. I
was
wrote
like,
that down.
Wow, this is so insightful and so empathetic.
Right.
This is coming from a podcast that called Colt a sociopath.
He does say, he doesn't confront his problems well, she says. I will say, Colt is much more self-aware than anybody in the 9-Day universe.
I'm going to say this. Colt, unless he's shirtless and we're hearing kissy sex noises under the cover sheet, hashtag next episode, Colt doesn't repulse me anymore.
Well, you know why? Next to Big Ed, for me,
That's true.
He's a walk in the park.
He is. That's true.
Wow. If Big Ed wasn't on this season,
We've had
I
Big
think
Ed and Andrew.
that's
Colt's
true.
nothing compared
They've
to
kind
Andrew.
of desensitized us.
Colt's a hero compared to Andrew.
And Colt's still been shitty to those two women.
And we did have Mark and Nikki for a classless.
And he's probably going to destroy Vanessa. So there's that.
I don't know.
They deserve each other, though.
So they do that. We also find out that Vanessa she doesn't know she's been cheated on before. She had a kind of a really bad past marriage.
It was a lot of trust issues.
Yes.
She felt neglected all the time.
Colt also said what Vanessa probably says about him is Colt. He said he's never happy with a woman.
Ooh.
He said that about himself. And he said, I'm afraid that I'll annoy her.
I'll want something else or I'll annoy her.
Uh-huh. I'm afraid you're never going to be satisfied.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she says that about when she's him. She says Vanessa's never going to be satisfied. And Colt says, I'm afraid of that too. I get bored.
Right.
I get bored of situations. It was really... I gave them some empathy for it. And then they talk about sex.
I will say, of course, I will say that idea of I get bored is a simplification. Usually, that is also a sabotaging kind of thing. Because you when something is first presented to you and you're like, that person's getting on my fucking nerves. Now, that being said, I will totally kick someone at the curb after 3 weeks if they start chewing loudly.
And he has.
Or I don't know if the dick's if the dick can be quite a convincer though for me. Wow. But yeah, the sex, because Colt, of course, Colt wants it 3 to 5 times a week.
No.
A day.
3 or 4 times a day. He's like,
how is that possible?
I loved it. And Colt said, sex one of the best things you can do ever. And I don't understand 3-4 times a day. Let's do it. Adjust glasses.
I noticed that too.
It was so weird.
It is kind of like I think everyone is very convinced that I've assumed the form of a person now. Oh, glasses. Now talk about sex like I am a person. I think basically that they talk about sex, and then
the therapist said, switch roles.
Right.
Let her be the pursuer. You kind
say that again.
Pursuer. Her be the pursuer, and you kind of pursuer, and you take time for yourself.
Chasseur, the chaser.
But Vanessa says, "I'm afraid I'll never be good enough for you, honey.
That's your problem.
It's Colt. You're fine.
You're fine. I agree.
You're fine.
That just tells you she's got her own list of problems.
Yes. Yeah. Can we actually skip and do Molly first and then get to Danielle?
Yes.
I feel like that's right.
Yes.
Because Molly's quick.
It feels right.
It feels right.
So
Kelly left a few days ago, and
I haven't told him that I don't want children.
Molly, we love you, but we just love talking like you. Yeah, I don't want kids, and he wants you.
He don't know that.
He don't know that. I made that decision a long time ago. Kelly doesn't know.
I got to go to the pulpit to tell him that.
She always does everything and purses her lips at the end. Do you want Dr. Pepper from Sonic? When their lips always purse.
So
And yes, I do want a Dr. Pepper from Sonic.
oh boy, someone's got Sonic on the brain. Talking about Doritos earlier.
Tell me you don't want some chili cheese tater tots.
Always.
Thanks.
So Cynthia's there, and Cynthia's like, we know how Cynthia is that wise person in her life. She's like, with Molly, every man's got a something.
And Molly says earlier, she says, I just don't want to lose him over kids. And I'm like,
Fear-based.
but
that's a big thing to...
You don't want to lose him, but can
big
you...
matzo ball.
Can you keep him?
No, you can't.
Anyway, yeah, so Cynthia.
So she says... There's always one thing. She'll always find it's always something about them, or
Either they're wrong,
or something they had
or they're
done,
not telling
or
her
their
something.
past. So y'all, let me introduce a little crazy. If you don't watch this show,
Yeah.
ooh, okay. Molly has kind of got him to open up. And she's been trying to get Kelly to open up about his past relationships. And instead of kind of saying, thank you for telling me about that, and let me kind of validate you for sharing yourself with me, I'm going to go online and find this girl
and
to
troll
see
her.
and troll her and see what about her you liked.
And what
And
about her
what's not me.
that's better than me?
Exactly.
And then I'm going to find her kid that I think looks like you and believe that it's your long-lost baby you know nothing about or that you lied to me about.
So I can destroy this relationship and
Makes
blow
sense.
it up.
Makes sense.
I went...
Now, if we're
my
wrong
God.
and this really is his kid,
No,
then-
I no, but I'm saying... But what a stretch, though. Even if she's right, I'm like even if she's right, can you imagine saying something like that to someone and how fucking crazy you would sound,
slap me with a dick and call me crazy.
y'all? We assume that in the next episode she's going to tell him this. What would you do if someone said, I think I would be like, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, they have some. He's new to us, but actually, I think they've been dating each other longer. But
Yeah.
If I was in the first 3 months, and someone said that to me,
Right.
I would say,
Peace
Not
out.
going to work.
Yeah.
That said, I think if I was like 6 months in, and where you start to, see the cracks of people, and you want to love them in spite of that.
Wouldn't you respond like, really?
Yeah, we don't know how you respond. I haven't seen the episode where he responds.
My thing was, how do you come back from something like that?
It would be
Accusing you of lying, saying, even though this is a man who says he wants kids, you're saying, you're a liar. I know you have a secret child.
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And honestly, it's interesting. The thing Molly is so scared of trust is the thing that she's going to break with Kelly.
Yep. That's
He's not
what I wrote the same thing
He's
down.
not going to trust her.
Nope. She's like, trust is all we have.
He's not going to trust that she's ever going to just be.
Right.
That's that, y'all.
Shall we talk about Danielle? It's the last night of the girls' trip. And looks like they really want me to go out with this guy named Sonny. And the three witches in the Scottish play go, yes, the blood sacrifice approaches. We must quickly, or we'll have to wait for another 100 years to raise Adrian.
I still think they're angels.
Um,
But, yes. Y'all, Danielle, she comes out. She's got extensions again. She looks pretty.
Yeah, I wish they need to do something. Either she's wearing she's wearing contacts in the confessional. And it's a much better look for her, but they need to do something. She needs a little bit of volume in what she wears. Otherwise, she just still kind of looks dumpy.
I think it's her walk.
Yeah.
A confident walk is, I mean, maybe Danielle's, so I don't want to, if she's in pain, but y'all, Danielle walks.
She kind of lumbers.
She walks like an 80-year-old woman walking into a Baptist church.
It's true.
I just painted a picture for
No,
everybody.
it's exactly what it is.
That Lincoln Continental pulls up right in the handicap parking. They get out, walking on gravel, walking right in.
She can't wait to get the good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
But so Lauren is going to set her up on a date with this guy named Sonny, mainly because she met him in the lobby and he had a mask that said, I enjoy homemade that said, I enjoy long walks to the fridge.
And
he's funny.
He's quirky.
I just wrote, y'all. That's all I could write.
And it's a blind date that she just found. So they're really desperate for this blood sacrifice.
They're like...
They're like, this is it. It's nothing. Or we're going to have to wait another 300 years.
They put an ad on Craigslist. No one answered. So now they're just
cold talking to people.
Somebody they found on 4chan. Good luck.
So, y'all, we meet. They're going on a boat ride, a tiki boat ride. And I agree. It's a terrifying first date because you can't go anywhere. The tiki room.
In the tiki room, in the tiki.
I love the water.
Are we gonna have some sex?
Okay, enough.
All together in the tiki room, in the tiki.
I'll be singing it all night.
That's one of my favorite places to go to Disneyland. They don't have that at Disney World.
Why? The birds?
Well, they're fake birds. I know they're not going to kill me.
Okay, maybe you actually want to be around birds, and that's the only place where you think birds are safe.
Maybe.
Ooh, I just read you.
Or they just need to sing music from the Sherman Brothers and
possibly.
Make me love them.
So y'all, I think we see Sonny.
Let's describe Sonny.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start with high as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, Sonny looks like someone who
just got off his ride, just got off a shift at the carnival. He runs the Tilt-A-Whirl.
I mean, he just looks like he's done some extracurricular substances.
Yeah.
Some of them very quite not illegal.
Done lots of drugs, y'all. He says
and not just like X or Special K.
No, this is maybe some shrooms.
Maybe a little meth.
Maybe a little meth. It was cut with something else, though.
I mean, it looks questionable.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a handsome guy. White guy, skinny, bald head with a little bit of hair on top.
With very aggressive eyebrows.
But pretty lips.
Yeah.
Nice smile.
Yeah.
Very thin.
Yeah, but he gave me the creeps. But Danielle just goes right into it. Yeah.
Right into it. So, y'all, they get on this. It's actually pretty cool. Not necessarily for two people. This is like what you do, like a bachelorette party.
It's like 10 people, yeah.
You go on a boat, on a tiki boat. That sounds fantastic.
Yep. Agreed. So he's basically...
Y'all, if you've never been to a tiki bar or had tiki drinks...
I love tiki bars.
You get fucked up
You do,
quick.
because it's very sweet. You don't taste the alcohol.
And it's strong drinks.
There's a huge tiki bar culture in Los Angeles.
There is the one still open on Silver Lake? The famous one?
I don't know if since COVID. There are other
bars are opening this week.
You know where there really a lot of tiki bars are? The Valley. There are more than
I went
in
on
Silver
a
Lake.
date on that one in the Valley. What's that one
On
called?
Oxnard, up there.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I've been there. I've been there on a date, but I've been to most bars on dates in Los Angeles.
But that's one reason kind of why I didn't go on a second date is he was like, y'all, you got to be careful with gays because sometimes they want to only go to like the newest, fanciest West Hollywood bar. That's not me. That's not Poodle either.
No.
And he was like, "What's this bar?" And he didn't like the bar. And I went, "I'm not going out with you again. If you don't like a fun, kitschy, ticky,
Did you
bar,
find the?
Yeah, he's like, "Where do you want to meet?" Because he lived in the valley. He lived in like North Hollywood.
Oh.
And I said, "Well, let's meet here."
How do you always find? Even you tell even worse date stories that I've had.
Oh, I've had horrible dates. Horrible.
Maybe your decision making isn't good.
Yeah, I don't think it used to be. Thank God. I don't. I fall for the dick.
That's sad.
In fact, again. Well, I'm going to save it for afterwards.
Okay.
I don't want to give it away, but y'all. So they get on this boat. There's captain. I feel like this is probably better done
In a segment we like to call reality gaze theater.
Say again, I'm getting some water.
As long as it's at the same time, I do it.
All right, let's do this. Poodle's going to be playing the role of Danielle. I'll be playing the role of a new character, Sonny.
Sunny.
Spelled Sonny. That's going to be important later.
Here we go.
And scene. Whoa.
Water's really nice tonight.
You seem like a chill person. I like your vibe.
Well,
I
thank
just met you, but I don't know how I know. You're great people for sure.
Look, it's really nice out here on the water. You can see all these houses.
Are we on the water? I thought we were just standing on land. Wow, that was hard stuff.
So what do you do?
I'm in hospitality industry, you know?
What's that?
Just like, I'm hospitable to people.
Oh,
Just nice to them.
that's
just like to
funny.
be nice.
You're like the most interesting person I've ever met.
I don't really do anything else, just work and hospitable.
Okay.
Yeah.
What TV shows do you like?
I like shows with snakes and monsters. Wow, it's some freaky shit.
That should be a red flag for anybody else, but I love it.
You smoke a bowl and you see a serpent. They're good luck in your dreams.
You want to see my tattoo? It's
Do you have
with
snake dreams?
4 butterflies. If I know by snakes, they scare me.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry, your butterfly?
They're for each of my 4
Oh,
children.
my God. You love that song, Butterfly Kisses?
Butterfly kisses at night.
I used to like it, but now you made it sad. Let's keep talking. So, do you like my tattoos?
Yeah, they look a little prisony, but you'd been in prison?
What music do you like? What? Don't say country because I don't like country.
Oh.
Isn't that a kicker? Isn't that a kicker?
Yo, I make playlists with I burn CDs.
Huh?
You know, it's 2001, right?
You're
I
kidding
make
me.
CD mixes. No, I'll make you a CD.
Oh.
There's an actual, not like I go make CDs, even though it's quite industrial where I
This is
live.
the part I'm weirded out.
I'll make you a
Shockingly.
CD, but no country.
Okay, okay. Well, you seem like you were a real nice person and easy to talk to.
You're like the best person I've ever met.
Do you want to just take an Uber to my hotel?
Let's go.
Since we're at the same hotel.
Put your hand on my boob.
I'm not going to do that.
And scene. Y'all, this was so awkward. But in a way, maybe this is what Danielle needs.
I thought that too. First of all, I thought, to be honest, I liked Sonny a lot.
Me too.
I thought I think he's a really nice guy.
He's a drug addict.
And but you can be a nice person and be on drugs.
I'm saying, yes.
I know you didn't mean that, but the way you said that countered. It sounded like you were saying he would be. He's a nice guy. He's high as fuck.
Yeah.
But he's nice. He's talking.
No, but I'm not saying he casually does drugs. You can just tell. Like he does drugs all the time.
Like the fact that the girls just met him or the ladies met him and said him. I'm like,
That's dangerous.
Maybe they do want him. Maybe I'm convinced now they do want her
Thank
dead
you.
for a blood sacrifice.
Thank you.
I think I've been convinced.
This was the last chance.
When you walk, killer.
But what I liked about this is it was a good conversation. But it was like they talked.
The bar is so low. But yeah.
They did talk. And I do agree with you. I think we're going to talk more about it when she talks to the women in reaction. But I hope next episode, that the ladies and Danielle take this for what it is, and that when you're dating, sometimes you aren't right for the person, but it's more about, do I give good date? Do I have a good time when I'm on a date?
Did I have a good date? It's not about whether that person liked me.
Did I just have a fun time?
Did I have a good date?
I was myself.
Did I feel good about it?
Yes. Did I feel good? And for that, I think for this win, for Danielle, it's a win.
I kind of agree with you. I will say her storyline has been the bright spot for me for this entire season so far.
Danielle's the person I relate to the most of this cast.
Wow. Yeah. What does that say?
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Name 4 songs that are on Danielle's mixed CD playlist. And if you think that you're not creating a Spotify playlist of Danielle's CD playlist, you've got another fucking thing coming. If you don't think you're doing this,
Way
you're
down
wrong.
yonder on the Chattahoochee.
Okay. She loves her Alan Jackson.
She loves her Alan Jackson. She's also gonna love anything Carrie Underwood, but only the big singles.
Like Jesus Take the Wheel?
Yes.
Okay.
She's gonna love Brooks and Dunn.
Any non-country that she just wants to mix it up.
She loves that song Despacito.
Oh, okay. Makes her feel exotic.
Makes her feel exotic.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there is also a place for Next Time I Fall in Love.
Okay.
By Cher and Peter Cetera.
I was going to ask, what is Danielle's most romantic song that she would put on her playlist? That signifies love for Danielle.
Ben by Michael Jackson.
Wow, that's the show. Wow. That just got weird.
No, she think it was really sweet that he loves his pet mouse.
That's just so right. It's wrong. Y'all, that's the show. We'll see you on the next episode of The Single Life. You can go to Reality Gaze Podcast.
Holy shit.
Reality
How do
Gaze-
I even process what's going
I don't
on
know.
here?
Go to realitygazepodcast.com. You can find us on Instagram at Reality Gaze Podcast, Twitter at Reality Gaze Pod. Hey, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate it. And if you don't want to leave a 5-star, and if you don't want to write, you can always write, "Keep going, Queens." We appreciate it. And if you're a queen, you keep going too.
You keep going, Queen.
Come at Poodle and I on Cameo. I just got like 3 cameos during this podcast. So, and I missed one. I got to do it, but we're happy to do it. Y'all, I will say this. We really try. Just so sometimes we get busy with life and we forget a cameo.
Yeah,
We
we're
will
doing our
do it.
best.
We will do it. We'll give it to you for free.
I
It's
usually give them
fine.
for free.
Yeah.
If I miss them.
Just so you know, it will happen. If we miss the deadline, we will still get it done.
Yeah.
Anyway, we call these people lonely hearts, Poodle, because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love on tiki boats?
Yes. And if you like just being regular with people and sitting around, just having some bologna. Do you like bologna? But like the white bread that sticks to the roof of your mouth, a little bit of mustard. Call us.